So here we are at the Davenport Cemetery. Here, let's see. It's not very big, but it's kind of trashed. So 1795 right there to 1879. So the guy that established this cemetery is he was like an Indian fighter. So yeah, William Davenport was a settler who was born in Virginia. He met his wife down here, and he would guard pioneers that would travel from East Texas to San Antonio, back and forth from Comanche raids. He had a private militia that he started to take care of the Comanche problem. And there was this hill called Comanche Lookout, and the Comanches would stage raids here at the start of the early pioneers, and eventually the Texans took the hill over, and it was probably not unreasonable to assume that William Davenport would have done his, had his militia up here kind of guarding pioneers as they traveled, but he'd also retake horses that were stolen and stuff like that. So this is the Comanche Hill, and here's the fort that existed at the time. It's kind of dug into the hill and is now filled in, and it's a lookout that you can see all of San Antonio. Yeah, there's one of the walls there. You can see all of San Antonio from here, and especially the Nacogdoches Road from San Antonio all the way up to East Texas, to the town of Nacogdoches. And it would pass right by William Davenport's house. And so this is a spot to guard settlers in the area. He had like thousands of acres in the area, and he started what is present day Bracken. Here's his cemetery. What is present day Bracken, Texas. It was called Davenport Train Depot, and he had a post office. This is I don't want to get too close because someone still lives here. Well, maybe they don't. Hell, I don't know. Yeah, I think they do. But this is the original Davenport ranch house. It's an old house. It's in need of repair, and I'll show you some. And there's this barn right there. There was actually like a foundation out there and some trees. I can't remember. It may have been like a secondary house, and this is probably the original house. But so this is like a subdivision called Luxello, and I'm just going to drive by, and several of the workers at the farm are at Davenport, like the militia, and they all lived here, and these are probably some of the older houses right here. But yeah, they lived there and they fought Indians, and it's called the Luxello subdivision. So here is the old post office right here. So they've kind of kept it up. I don't know what it looks like on the inside. You can try to look. Ooh, do we have? And there's the feed store in Bracken. Let's see. All right, yeah, you definitely have some Wetmore over there. So you have some old like post office type stuff. You got an electric fan in there. This is like one of the older buildings, and there's the railroad track right there. I don't know if that's the same one. Part of the problem with living in this area was the ongoing attacks from Native American insurgents. And these insurgents would literally steal like up to 70 cows or horses a night. And because they, and they used them for themselves, they found out that the horses were great to ride and the cows were great to eat. But in this area, in effort to fight colonization, the Comanches would target slaves and kill them. Well, not just the Comanche, any Indian. And because a lot of them weren't cannibalistic. There's only two tribes in Texas that were cannibalistic, and one of them was the Karankawa, and the other one was Tonkawa. But they would literally target slaves, in an effort to stop production. And William Davenport would literally beg the Texas governor for military help in fighting the Comanches. And here's the cotton gin, and it was just life on the range. It was hard. This is the Harrison House, a historic ranch-style home. But this is the Harrison House Farm, and it is preserved by the city of Selma, and I guess it's a Texas State Historical Site. And here's like the barn, just references to whatever everything is. And I actually met, I think, the grandson of the third and final owners of the house, and he used to play out here as a child, and he was out, he literally volunteers time to take care of the garden, to come out here and observe, just relive his childhood out here. He's actually a college professor, which is awesome, and that he comes out here and just waters the vegetables and stuff. They grew sugar cane out here, and they had a cane press, and what they would do is they would extract the liquid through like pressing it like with this mill, and then they would purify it, or I don't know, but they would heat the thing up, and it would like make it like a fine liquid, and and then it would go and run into some jars where they like saved it and stuff, and used it. It's obviously a popular item at this time, during the Old West. So, very impressive farm, nicely preserved. Selma did a great job preserving it. This is the sugar cane press, and they would extract, they'd grind the stuff up on horse. They'd have a horse turn this thing, and it would, produce the liquid extract the liquid from the sugar cane. And then there in the background, the initial background of this, there was the little boil deal that they boiled and extracted the liquid. There's the outhouse. Here, let's see if it works. Oh. All right, so this is the Harrison house, and it's a nice house. It was built like 150 years ago, like in the 1850s or something, 1847, something like that. I don't know if you can see inside there, but you have like a little bit of furniture and stuff. Here, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Here, let's. Okay, let's look in there. Okay. Here's this back patio. Let's see if we can see in here. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. So this is nice. So you can't. Here, let me get a better shot. So this is like built in 1847 or something like that. So I just met like the second or third owner of this house, his family, the Friesenhans. There's a garden over here. I'll go out and read that little plaque over here. So here's like this nice like door. Oh, it's closed. It's like locked up. Look at this glass, looks cool. Yeah, it's just some old pictures right there that they got off the internet. Oh, this is a friend of mine right here. So the smokehouse was built by the Friesenhans. That they were like the third owner, I think. Here's the garden. Yeah, so I have a little fenced-in area to keep your. Here's a water trough here for the horses. Fill it up. So there's the ownership right there. Oh wow, look at that. So you can like just stop it. So here's like an old, but so you got a lot of rocks to quarry out of here, I'm sure. But so here, here's the different wildlife around here. So this is kind of about like the Indian fighters, and this is the kind of so this down here is like the Cibolo Creek, and it's not like a flowing creek like you would think. I mean, this is Texas, so a lot of stuff flows underground because of the rock, but there's a lot of cover for like Native American Indian types to kind of attack from, with all this cover. I mean, that's essentially, that's very feral right there. So we're this is like the stagecoach lines. This is a stage stop here, and for 10 years, people like were riding stagecoach. If you want to read that, you can. All right, so let's go up over here. Stagecoach. I don't know if we can go in there. It'd be cool if we could, but this is where the stagecoach stop was, and we'll go see the historic plaque. Looks like, I don't know, bullet holes maybe. I don't know. But oh yeah, you can go in there. Cool. So we'll go. So I'm in my chanclas, my sandals, and everything out here like sticks you. So here we go. The Harris and McCullough stage line began running stagecoaches from the Texas coast to Central Texas as early as 1848. The line was partnership between brother-in-laws John Harrison 1818 to 1864 and William McCullough 1819 to 1854. After dissolving their partnership with Dr. Caleb S. Brown of Gonzales, Harrison and Brown stage line in 1850, their stage line was part of a network of competing stage lines and stage routes that contracted with the United States Post Office, delivering travelers and mail throughout the Central Texas. Star routes 6285, 6154, and 6155 ran from Indianola, Port Lavaca, and Galveston to New Braunfels and Austin and back. John Harrison also owned the Victoria Hotel in Victoria, where he housed his stage passengers overnight on their way inland. In 1852, Harrison moved to Selma, making it his home. His house was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2006 and declared a state archaeological landmark in 2009. Harrison was first postmaster of Selma and held the position for 2 years. The Selma Stagecoach, as it is known today, was one of the stops on Harrison and McCullough Star Route 6285 that ran from Austin to San Antonio in 1852. The route took 18 hours to complete, leaving Austin at 3 a.m., traveling the old post road in sections of El Camino Real de los Tejos, through open prairie to Montauk Springs, San Marcos, Bonita, New Braunfels, and Selma, arriving in at San Antonio at 9 p.m. that night. The Selma stage stop is a prime example of lime creek construction, a process using wooden forms and slip and a mixture made from sand and pebbles found in the nearby Rio Cibolo. Shards of wood and corn cob were forced into the drying slip for added strength. Cool. All right, well, let's I mean, I guess you can freaking go in there, man. This is cool, man. Someone opened it up. Oh, there it is right there, man. So there's historic Evans Road. Cool. We were just here at the Harrison farmhouse. Oh, they got wood shingles on there instead of metal. So I guess this is where the horses stayed. I don't know, man. I mean, it's old, dude, right? Can't see any snakes. Stagecoach stop and post office. Oh, it's a post office too. So you could like shoot out of the I mean, this place is riddled with freaking Indians, dude. I mean, so I mean, it'd be cool to have a movie about the area around here. This is cool that I can get up close and personal. Well, we can look through all these little windows. I hope you enjoyed this video about you know, the area where I live. I didn't have any idea that it was just so brutal. I mean, all the way up into the early 1900s, man. I mean, just very brutal. And I had no way of knowing that if you were a slave, that life was brutal for you as a slave and as a freeman, because, you know, you were risking harm, you know, just walking around, because, you know, the Comanches didn't want you as an asset for you to help colonize their land. And so they would shoot you. It was just very horrific. And then life as a slave, I mean, you just wonder at that point, who wanted to, you know, how would you be in charge of your life? I mean, so it was just, you know, the militia of this, that this guy had to have a militia to survive out here. And I had no idea. I didn't even have an idea of how predominant that slavery was in this area. I thought it was in East Texas mainly, but it's all the way down here next to San Antonio. So I'm glad you watched. I hope you learned something. It's kind of some dark history, I guess. I'll kind of present some more of it to you. But y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching.